Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's Tuesday. IREN Energy provided their December update for production, and they actually have some really good reports. So we're going to look into those, and we're going to look at my old sheet that I had for figure out how much the miners are going to be making, and then we're going to look at the new one as well. Look at the miners, how many miners they have installed, and which ones they're getting rid of. So as always, not financial advice. This is for entertainment only. Do your own research. Don't fall for scams, and spam posts get reported. So let's take a look at the stock here really quick. So obviously had a nice day on the stocks today by everybody, basically. After Papa Powell went on the Hill, he had obviously was testifying before, I think it was Congress. After his commentary, things started popping, and we had a pretty nice day, not only in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's up nicely as well. It's about 42,000, but all the mining stocks have gone up as well. IREN, obviously, I think benefited one of the best ones out of them all. They went up 10.48% to 1233. In the after hours, they're up another 3.57% to 1277. So obviously a good day for IREN. So let's take a look at the information that they provided here. So IREN Energy Limited announces monthly investor update for December 2021. They had a 14% increase in average operating hash rate to 748 petahash, and then a 10% increase in Bitcoin mined. So here's the key highlights we want to look over. So 748 petahash upper average. So this is the average. This is not the ending end of the month operating hash rate. So I'm calculating it to be a little bit higher than they're reporting here. And I'll discuss why. So 748 petahash average operating hash rate in December. That represents a 14% increase. They mined 124 Bitcoin mined, which is a 10% increase, generating monthly operating revenue of 6.2 million. So I think for the 3 months for the fourth quarter, they are at around 20 million. I have them at 19 something, I think, based on the information that they provided. So we're really close to that. Operations now 100% renewable since inception following the purchase of renewable energy certificates. And they had obviously minimal impact to operations at Canal Flats, which is their 0.7 exahash, despite being negative 30 degrees Celsius or negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit conditions, having also operated successfully through 40 degrees Celsius, 140 degrees heat in June of 2021, again demonstrating the versatility of the company's proprietary specialized data center design. So that's good to know that they can operate in the extremes. Construction updates. So Mackenzie, BC, British Columbia, Canada, remains on track to deliver capacity of 1.5 exahash, 15 megawatts in 2022, with the first 0.3 exahash, 9 megawatts expected in Q2 2022, followed by a full ramp-up expected during Q3 of 2022. So we still have basically 9 months to go before that's fully operational. Long lead procurement is essentially complete at Prince George, BC, Canada, with construction on track to deliver 1.4 exahash in Q3 2022, an expansion to 2.4 exahash, which is going to be 85 megawatts anticipated in 2023. Didn't provide exactly when in 2023, whether it's going to be Q1, Q2, but sometime in 2023. So that brings them up to, we got 2.4 and 1.5, so that brings them up to 3.9, and they want to get to almost 15.2 exahash, so they still have obviously a ways to go to develop out their infrastructure. Development, so substantial progress made on prospective large-scale project sites in Texas, including design, planning, and electrical connection studies. Development works continue across a number of additional secured sites in Canada and other parts of the U.S. and Asia-Pacific, which are expected to support up to 1 gigawatts of aggregate power capacity and are expected to be capable of powering growth well beyond the company's 15.2 exahash of secured miners. So this is all good. So it looks like they're doing pretty good things right now as far as being on track of where they need to be. And then here's, if we look at figure 4, which is right here, we can see that their hash rate has been increasing over time, and it's continuing to go up slowly, but it is going up, so that's good to see. So they're almost at 800 petahash on average, it looks like. I think I'm having them a little bit over that, and we'll discuss that in a little bit here. Other things to report here. So Canal Flats, this is where we start talking about the miners. So 14% increase in hash rate was driven by the installation of new latest generation hardware 1666 Bitmain S19J Pros to replace existing lower efficiency hardware. So they're getting rid of some of the older hardware that's, I think, 45 terahash miners. Further on down, we get some more information here on the operations, and where was it? There it is. So here's their mining revenue, so 7.3, 6.6 roughly, and 6.17 brings them up to about 20 million or so in the fourth quarter revenue. We see that their hash rate has also increased from 649 to 657 and 748 each month. They're bringing in obviously more miners in as electricity allows it. Miner shipments, so here's what we got scheduled for them. So right now they have 8,362 miners, which is what I have operating. Shipments or petahashes, petahashes. So they're at 748, they're saying. I have them a little bit higher than that based on this number and getting rid of the older ones. So actually, let's take a look at number 5 here. What do they put for 5? Number 5 includes a mix of lower efficiency hardware, which is estimated to represent less than 5% of the operating. Okay, so they still have a partial of the older ones here. And let's see, what else do we have here? So we got quite a bit coming in, obviously, in Q1. We got basically, that'll bring them up to almost 2.5 in Q1 if everything gets installed. We're actually almost 3.6. Q3, we're looking at 4.3, and then Q4, 7 exahash, which is really a good increase for the year if they can actually pull this off with all the miners coming online and being delivered. And then we're looking at Q1 and Q2 and Q3 of 2023 to get them up to the 15.1 exahash total hash rate. Okay, so let's take a look at the numbers that I have here on them. So it's first, we're going to take a look at the old sheet that I had, which was going by quarters. The new sheet is going by months, so which is going to give us better data, more accurate data, I think. So here's what we got them mining right now. If we look at it, so these are the old miners here, the current miners. Those are the 45 terahash miners. They had like 2,300, something like that. I changed it to 510 to kind of coincide with what they were saying as far as being reported. But these are the ones that I have right now at 800 or 8,362. These are the 100 terahash miners, so that's why I'm thinking these are going to be gone if they aren't already gone this month. I'm pretty sure they're going to be, I'm betting they're going to be gone this month. So that'll leave us with basically these miners mining here, so going forward, and then the additional ones as they come in line here. So I have them at roughly 19.7 million. I think they're going to be closer to 20 million roughly for the quarter, which is really good. And based on that information and where the Bitcoin price was at that time, I showed them to be a little bit overvalued. They're at 12.33 right now, stock price. I have them at 11.22 based on the prior 3 quarters, which was only last 3 quarters were only around 17 million. So combined, they're 37. So going forward, as you'll see in the next sheet, they're going to be, I think, undervalued based on going forward into Q1, Q2, and Q3 of 2022. So that is where we are at with them here. So this was obviously using the Bitcoin price of 46,211, which was the ending price for December. And then obviously the Bitcoin price today is 42,600 something. We're going to take a look at that really quick here. I think it was where's Bitcoin? 42,827. Okay. So 42,827. I'm not going to worry about it here. We'll change it in the newest one here because this doesn't really affect anything. It's the old price that we're using here. So here's the latest sheet that I have on them. This is everything by month, not by quarter. So we can get real detailed data on them as far as how many miners they have, when they got installed, how many days they were mining, or pretty close to how many days they were mining, and get really accurate data, I think, this way. So based on the information here, I have them at currently 836 petahash with the miners that are installed here, and I got rid of all of these here. You can see them over here not mining anything. Those are going to be gone. So that will obviously help out. And based on the information that those are going to be gone, and I think I have to update this as well. Let me see here. Yeah, because we're using that. Let's see here. We'll update the chart here to only include the ones that are going to be actually mined. We'll do the same thing here to make the numbers a little bit more accurate. Nope, don't want that. Okay. So now if we look at the data here, current hash rate is about 836 petahash. Future hash rate is going to be about 15.1 or so. They are only 5.56% operational right now, so they still have a long ways to go to get to their full 15 exahash mark. Also, based on the information here on the settings of it, here we go. I got Bitcoin right now at 42,680 roughly. We're using the average hash rate, which is the start hash rate and the end hash rate for each month, and then this will be updated each month. And then so we're getting a really accurate as far as price and how much they can actually hash per each month, per each miner and everything. So looking at Iris here again, I have them now possibly with basically Q2, Q3, and Q4 of 2021 plus what's coming in Q1 of 2023. I have them making possibly combined total of 51 million. And you can see it here on the previous one, it was only, where was it? We were only at 37 million. So obviously a big increase in the annual growth here that we're seeing. And that's only going to continue on throughout the year. So we got them at 51. So right now I have them at 75% discount from gross revenue with the price to earnings multiple of 20 at 15.49. They're at 12.33 right now. So I think they are a little bit undervalued based on my numbers right now. Let me clear my throat here. Sorry. Okay, that's a little better. Yeah, so we got these miners coming in here. Obviously, as these miners get installed and they get reported, so each month we'll update this and we'll see where the numbers end up. And then we can obviously see their hash rate, increase in hash rate each month, how they're doing. Miners, when miners get installed each month, the difference on that. And then we can get a close to, I'm doing a pretty much the same thing here. It's 75% net income multiple of 20 price to earnings multiple to get a possible at the end of the year stock price for them. So as these numbers get updated, this will also change as well. So we can kind of see where ideally, I think in my opinion, they should be. Obviously not financial advice. So obviously do your own research as well. They haven't reported any HODL, so I think they're selling all of their Bitcoin that they do get to fund their operations, obviously, which is a good and bad thing. I kind of like the mixed bag approach where you have some HODL and you also have some selling. But, if they want to sell all of them and fund operations, it's fine. It's better for the shareholders. They're not getting diluted. So where some of the other miners do dilute quite a bit. So I'm okay with it. That's fine. That's what they want to do. That's fine. What else do we have here? Market cap is obviously 614 million right now. Institutions hasn't changed. It's only 5.5%. And obviously they've been down the last 8 weeks. They haven't been trading for more than I think 9 or 10 weeks or something like that. That's why we don't have the 12-week here on them just yet. I think that is it. We are keeping track, obviously, of the Bitcoins mined each month, and so we'll see that difference here as well. And there have not been any analysts providing their basically buy or sell rating yet, or in high and low price or averages. So when that comes out, we'll get that updated as well. But yeah, that's it. I think Iris is doing the right things. One thing I would have liked in the report that they didn't provide, obviously they provided the average hash rate, but I would have liked to have seen what the end of the month hash rate was. Gives us, or at least gives me, a better idea of what they're actually mining, and instead of having to guess as far as what they're mining on that. Other than that, great growth. 14% is good growth. Double-digit growth, anytime you get it, is good growth. They obviously have a long ways to go. It's going to be a fun year for them, I think. They have obviously a lot to do as far as building out the infrastructure, getting the miners installed, and everything else. So it's going to be a challenging year for them. We'll have to obviously see how the shipments come into play. We know that there's bottlenecks right now in the shipping channels. So we'll see how that plays out, if they get delays or not, or like some of the others have gotten as well. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and notification bell helps me out tremendously. Also, all of these spreadsheets that I have, I post them on Patreon. So if you guys want to support me there, you guys can have access to those as well. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I am doing another video on my prediction, but this is a bear case prediction for the miners if Bitcoin falls to X. So that's coming up after this one, and then that'll be it for today. So have a great day, guys. I'll see you in the next one.